No, I was just like, that sounded kind of fake. And I was like, has somebody ever actually done that? Paid for a motion detector that, like a motion detector hooked up to a loudspeaker that makes a loud bark sound. Make people think there's a dog living, you know, they got dogs for personal protection. A fake dog alarm. Actually, I think that's partially legal. I don't know, that's a trend that needs to stop though. Guys parking their trucks on the sidewalk. The reason it's such a big deal is that I'm pretty healthy. You know, if I see the truck, I can go around it. It's a bit of a nuisance, but it's not going to hinder me from being able to get through the sidewalk. But then you got people with walkers, strollers, wheelchairs. Man, when do people start using this street? I mean, the sidewalk. Hey. Bottom line is there's some folks that need the entire sidewalk. And besides, it's illegal. You want to park your truck somewhere? Park it in the driveway like everybody else. You can't find a parking spot? Maybe you need to start taking a cab or something to that location. Bottom line, you not being able to park in there is your problem. Don't sit there and park on the sidewalk and make it everybody else's problem. Most of the time though, it's just delivery drivers who, when that location, they got a quick pull out spot. Anyway, I messed up with Amazon. I gotta go make it right when I get back. Sometimes I order something and it's really tiny in the box. And I'm pulling all my stuff out and I'm like, okay, I got everything. And then nestled or tucked underneath the flap somewhere on the box is that little bitty thing that I was looking all over for. And you're cussing up and down, left and right. God dang it, Amazon, why didn't you? You're cursing Amazon out and the seller. And it's right there in the box. However, I've actually had both things happen. I've had them ship me the wrong thing. I've had them ship me a broken thing. I've had them ship me, the thing was just completely missing. And so that's why I have this quick twitch. I was like, oh, and I checked it twice. I said, okay, let me see if I can find them. Check the boxes twice. Then I started breaking down the boxes for recycling, and I was like, son of a... Damn thing was in a little flap. But I gotta go make it right. Plus what I ordered. Doesn't work with what I want to use it with. kind of mad at Intel right now. They sell this device called the Nook. It's a mini PC. Basically, it's just a laptop in a box, or like the Mini or whatever. But the bottom line is they make computers so small now that you can take little laptop parts and put them inside these mini PCs. The problem is, the mini PC sometimes you look at the port and it says, well, this one uses micro DMI, this one or micro HDMI, this one uses micro display port, this one uses mini, and then there's all the only like 9 different flavors of display ports that you're sitting there trying to get your thing configured for. The one I bought uses mini, and I thought, okay, well, it's another Nook, so it's gonna have mini also. No, Intel says, oh, I guess we got a lot of complaints about this. So they made it a full-size HDMI port, and I'm sitting here with these 2 cables. I'm like, son of a... And you're trying to find it in the... You're trying to find it in the product description, and they're telling you everything but what you want to hear about the display ports. I know that for some reason it can take, you can do, it has 7.1 Dolby output. I know you can put SSD card into the M2 slot, or you can put it into the or you can just, it's the one that's tall enough to where you can put in a laptop hard drive, 3.5 inch. They told me all that, and then the one thing I needed to know, it says HDMI, so you're thinking, okay, it's HDMI. And the first time I bought it, it was mini HDMI. So I'm scrambling to get the cables for it. Bottom line, if Intel got it right in the first place, I wouldn't be sitting here trying to figure out what cable goes where. Because it's a weird Nook. Like the Nook has a mini, it has mini display port on the back, and then a full-size HDMI. And the only thing I can fathom is they got a lot of complaints from people saying, look, I'm just hooking this up to the back of the monitor, so it's for a big display. Like it'll show you a map or weather, or maybe it's being used as a media PC, something like that. And so people were complaining, why do I have to buy a whole nother standard of cable when you guys can just put a regular size port on there? And it is a valid gripe, because either Raspberry Pi even has a full-size HDMI port on it. A lot of assholes out here tonight. Anyway, what's annoying is okay, once again, more assholes. Somebody you know? I don't know, I just but yeah, all of this I could avoid if I just keep wanting to get a Raspberry Pi and just make it a regular PC. And the powers that be are trying to prevent that from happening. You can do a lot of amazing things with a Raspberry Pi. You put Kodi on it, and it's your multimedia PC. You put RetroArch on it, and all of a sudden it's a game console. You can put different types of ribbon cables on it. You can make it a 3D. You can make it the brains of a 3D printer. You can build robots with it. You can build robots with it. You can make a thermostat from it. You can do all these great things with it. Well, the one thing you can't do is attempt to make it a PC. You can even make it a tablet. They got a kit, you got the display and all that. And so you can build yourself a $100 tablet, or I think they went up in price. They try to make sure you can't compete with the big boys. But I mean, we now have motherboards the size of a credit card. That's what's in the Nook. The Nook's about the size of a coaster. You could put a mug on top of it and think that it was a coaster, and not realize that, yeah, that's the PC. Oh. See all those wires coming out of it? Well, I thought it was the coaster that heats things up. It's like, I suppose it could be, but no, it's a computer. What time is it? It wouldn't matter. I could be out here at 2 o'clock in the morning. There'd still be assholes going up and down. Anyway, gotta call Amazon and make it right. It's just a hassle. Still gotta order those 2 cables, but fortunately, because it's the full size HDMI, I can work with it. I already have a cable that uses an adapter. It's tiresome, man. That's all part of the upload certification test, and by the time you get one passed, they're going to change the standard. The thing that pisses me off is that the Nook I bought they're going to be obsolete because they're coming out with a new standard of USB. Actually, it won't be obsolete, I just had to buy yet another converter device. And there are a lot of assholes out here. I had a TV. I have old game consoles, and old game consoles wouldn't work with current TVs. You can't just buy a cable and hook it into the new TV and it works. You gotta buy some box with a chip in it, and the box converts it. PCs don't have that problem because PCs got everything inside them. They're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. program inside that just upconverts things. That's the one thing I couldn't figure out about the Nook. I was like, small as this thing is, it can't have that powerful of a graphics card. I've played games on a Nook. Some of that are pretty graphic intensive. It doesn't run very well, but it still runs. You watch video all day. I process video on my Nook. I keep trying to see if I can break the damn thing by running too much stuff on it, and it keeps up. It's a great daily use computer. Well, like I said, when I have to get serious, then that's when I have to switch over to the gaming rig. Gaming rigs are always the same, man. Big, giant power supply. A shitload of cables, because the only boys that use gaming hardware also use it for massive servers. So you've got this massive power supply with like 16 hard drive power connectors, and you're only going to use maybe one. That's what pissed me off about my last gaming rig. Is like, I put the whole thing together and I said, I vow not to make that this gaming rig will not have a single moving part other than fans. And I still had Windows 7 on DVD, so I had to sit there and I had to take a DVD player out of my old computer and put it in that one. I feel bad for the DVD. I kind of feel bad for the DVD player. I say kind of feel bad because I bought like dual I used to use CD DVD burners, and sometimes they were hit or miss. You go over there. I bought one from a place called, I think, Hammer Storage. Hammer Storage was using drives made by a company called Matsushita. Those things were crap. Run for a year and then go out. You try to avoid it, but one company sells it, another company makes it. That's the problem with computers. And they got a lot of ant piles. haven't walked this way in a long time, and the reason is you never know who's keeping up the grass. This is the funny part. They put this thing here for wheelchair access, but there's no sidewalk to get to it. And we know what that is. That's just regulations, man. Somebody said, well, the regulation says that when you put these up, you have to... That's weird. That's a dust cap that I guess painters use those too. They use those in the OR. Anyway, some regulation says if you're going to put this end cap on there, it has to be where it's wheelchair accessible. Well, that's great, but there's nothing in the regulations that says you have to give them a sidewalk to get to it. And in the end, that's another gripe I have about this country. There's a lot of laws that are well-meaning, but they get loopholed to death. Some guy says, look, I can't build sidewalks in my entire city. Can you give me a loophole that says I just have to meet you halfway? So they put that end cap there, that's meeting them halfway. Why is that a big deal? There's a park over there, and there's no way for you to get to that park. Like if you had a stroller or any kind of wheeled vehicle or wheeled contrivance, you can't get there via sidewalk. We have all these parks and you can't get to them with a sidewalk. Over there at Bachman, you can legally cross the street over at Northwest Highway, and then there's no way for you to get into the park. What you would have to do is you'd have to travel along Northwest Highway. But the problem is the sidewalk ends before you can get to that little driveway at Bachman Lake. I think there's a sidewalk there. If you were coming from the train station, you can kind of get a lot of assholes out here tonight. You go to the train station, you can kind of get to Bachman Lake through a sidewalk. They kind of put a sidewalk there, but over there by the Southwest Airlines parking, I think they took it out. Maybe they put it back in. Brought it up in city meetings, wrote letters about it. I did what you're supposed to do. I did what you're supposed to do as a single citizen. What I'd have to do in the end is get involved with political groups. And the problem is with political groups, it's always quid pro quo. So, and then what you want is not exactly what the political group wants. Maybe they want it to where there's no sidewalks getting there. So yeah, we're not going to pursue that this time. Why do you need their help? if you're a regular person working 40 to 40 plus hours a week at work, you really don't have time to do the grassroots thing. Go to go door to door to your neighbors and then get them to sign a petition. In this neighborhood, that's especially challenging because you go door to door, there's a language barrier that separates you and your neighbors. There's a matter of legal status. So they don't answer the door. If they do answer the door, they don't understand you. So you're stuck there with the clipboard and walking door to door, barely getting the absurd, what is it, 10,000 signatures you're supposed to get. The internet's kind of cool. You can go to Facebook and kind of get that kind of stuff together, but once again, when you fill out a petition, you got to put your name and address in. Well, I'm not too comfortable with the government knowing that I gripe about things. Oh, okay. Then don't expect anything to change. That FCC thing, they make you fill out your name, your address, and all that stuff. And like they say, you can put a fake thing in there, but I'll let them know right off the bat, look man, I'm paying for this, that, and the other. I got my ISP punishing the guilty and the innocent alike. I need net neutrality because they bungled things. I need net neutrality because when I buy something off of Humble Bundle or from an indie publisher site and they have torrents set up because it's cheaper than using, you know, file servers every month, I use the torrent. Upload these videos to YouTube, and all of a sudden my connection gets throttled because I'm uploading video. These are legal activities. The ISP uses that excuse saying, well, we think you might be doing illegal stuff. And I'm like, no. Even if I was, you wait until somebody sends a complaint saying this guy from this IP address did something illegal, then you take care of it that way. You don't punish everybody. The bottom line is businesses lie. And so you get that filter and you become cynical and you overreact. And you've had so many bad experiences. And you're prone to screw up. Anyway. That'd be confusing, but that would assume people read the signs anyway. Like I said, there's a reason they put that stop sign there. It was because people were blowing through the yield sign, and they'd have wrecks here every week. They still do. Every week, sometimes twice a week, sometimes more than that. Everybody tries to merge over and goes into that shopping center. And I'm thinking the only thing that'll stop people from doing it is they'd have to put a full-blown traffic light up there. But in the end, what I mean by traffic light is something that during some certain periods of time functions as a stop sign, and the other times it functions as a yield sign. Or, you know, people could just stop blowing through the stop sign. Why does it bug me? There was a lady one time with her stroller trying to go across there, and the guy blew through that stop sign. Ran the stroller right over. Fortunately, I think the baby wasn't, I don't think the baby was killed. It was just, but the mother was screaming like crazy. I was like, All right, get home and try to make this right. Okay.